Hey guys, what's up? You're with Rob, C5, C6, T10 quadriplegic, and I'm gonna let my man Anchor Quad take over from here.
Sean Peter McCartney, aka the Angry Quad. C456, incomplete. Trying to do the best I can. It's our boy Cordy over there. Good man.
Cordy Transforms here. I'm a T9 complete.
Woohoo! So, what's our topic today? I do believe it's got Rob. What's our topic?
It's about the stress, emotions, depression, dealing with what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I'm under the impression it's the emotional aspects as it pertains to spinal cord
Spinal cord
injury.
injury,
Yeah,
absolutely. And
yeah, bit of a roller coaster. I mean, if you want, I'll start everything else with the entire situation as it pertains to the emotional impact that it had on me, especially in the first year of my injury.
okay,
um, well, obviously, busted up. July, was it July 11th or July 7th of 2011, and fell down, went boom, and you know, uh, initially I would just, I mean, even though I'd never experienced a spinal cord injury before, the second I hit the floor, I knew exactly what happened. However, it took a little while. I was in a coma, all the rest of that tough guy shit. Everybody's probably got the same story, but a slightly different variation. But once I started figuring out what was going on, and we're going a couple months, ICU. I mean, once again, everybody's probably got the same story: ICU, rehab, and at that point, I was more confused than anything else I got. But after I left there and I went to my sister's house, a little bit more confusion. But that's an understand emotion after this whole situation.
right.
So when I finally got to this house, that I do believe I've explained to you, well, many people, Cordy, I don't think I actually explained this situation to you, but someday we'll have a conversation about the entire thing. Pick up the phone, tough guy. However, I fell into a pit of depression only because being back around Mayor, like, the whole one-on-one thing and all the rest of that, with the caregiver coming in, nurses. I actually had I don't care what anybody says. I had a babysitter, which, I'm like a 50-year-old man. 50-year-old men don't have babysitters. And this dude was just here from the time my caregiver left till the time Mary got home. Completely freaked me out. Totally depressed. And as it pertains to like emotion, I don't know if you guys realize, but see this, you know,
Yes.
the angry quad. Anger is an emotion. Emotion is a form of passion. Whether or however you decide to use that emotion is completely up to you. Now, I found that honestly, I don't see the positive aspects of depression, only because, it's called depression for a reason. Typically, it's a pit of sorrow and despair. And trying to turn that into a positive while you're in it is a different story entirely. However, I had an epiphany one day. I told you this. Cord, I don't know if you ever heard this story. I was all by myself in between when my babysitter was here, and Mary got home a little bit later that day. It was about a half hour, 45-minute window. Probably one of the first times I found myself alone, truly alone. Nobody there, I'm all strapped up. This is when I had those little side things that you got to get rid of. And I was all strapped in up top and all the rest of that. And then, yeah, you noticed that snipe, did you? Always. And I'm looking around at the house. And I think I told this story a few times. Well, definitely did in the videos that I do. Being a contractor, I looked around and I understood exactly what happened or what didn't happen. We lost that guy. What happened or what didn't happen. But I'm looking around and I realized all the work that had been done for me. I had about 30 of my guys, not my guys, they didn't work for me, but guys that I knew, and they brought their, some of the workers in and everything else like that. They ripped my house in half down to the studs, and they put it back together in 3 months.
Wow.
I'm talking about plumbing, electric, tile work, framing, micro lamps in the ceiling, everything. They tore half my house apart. And at that point in time, I was looking around going like this. And I realized that these people came into my house to give me a life. And at the same time, I looked down, I saw these little pink, like 2 or 3 pound dumbbells. And all of a sudden, my brain just went like this electrical impulse went through, and I was like, what in the fuck am I doing? I'm sitting there crying in my coffee. I reached out, and it was really, really difficult because the first time I did it, right, so almost half falling over, all gimped out. Arms don't work, hands don't work. But I was able to grab these little dumbbells. And as soon as I got them in my hands, I just started moving a little bit. And all of a sudden, my brain went like this. Sean, what are you doing? You're a contractor. You work. Why are you not working? I've been training since I was 12. I've trained around any walk of life, doctors, therapists, for fuck's sake, big fucking real deal juice heads, other, gym teachers, professional trainers, all the rest of that stuff. And all of a sudden it caught myself. The fact that I'm sitting there being like, whining like a little bitch. And at that very second, the angry quad was born. I went from depressed to completely and totally pissed off at myself, at the injury, and actually exactly what was happening to me. And all of a sudden, it was just literally, it was like an explosion. It was one of those things like an alcoholic will tell you that it's called, the moment of clarity. I saw exactly what I had to do, and I saw exactly how to go about it. I was sitting there, I was like, let's go to work. Let's go to work. I really had no idea how to approach this. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea the application. I didn't have any idea how I was going to do something, but I realized something had to be done. It's a physical injury. It's got to be dealt in a physical way. And, that was the beginning. It's just, it was amazing. But, the emotional aspect of the entire thing is that depression had me crushed. It had me. I was done. I think I've said this to you before. And Code, this is something you spoke about the other day. Over the first year, I figured out more ways to kill myself than I did to figure out how to tie my shoes. But once the angry quad just showed up on the scene, he smacked the shit out of me. And he was just like, what are you doing? Look around. Look at the work that's been done for you. Look at the support that Mary had. look at the support you have with all the people around you. And all of a sudden I was like, I went like this, shed a tear, sucked them right back into my head. And then it was just like, rah! The emotional wave of the entire thing was just amazing. But that's just my story. That's how I deal with it. I don't know how anybody else deals with it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what I got at this point in time.
Well,
Cordy,
That's great. Thank you.
how'd you make out?
That's great, man. Thank you. I gotta ask. Excuse me. So, what I got from that, other than it was an awesome story, was you kind of used your channel as a way to deal with your mental health issues, your anger issues, whatever you want to call it. Is that correct?
That was definitely an outlet. However, shortly thereafter, I got involved with spinal cord injury research, dude. You know, it's after I went through that entire thing, I started asking much more pointed questions because at the same time I was still in physical therapy for a couple months. I started asking much more pointed questions. We were doing a lot of mat work, so I decided that it's time for me to get my fat ass on the floor, even though they lowered me in a Hoyer lift and everything. But, you know, it gave me focus.
Nice. Yeah, the reason I ask is because that's one of the main reasons I started my YouTube channel was to deal with my mental health issues. A lot was anger, resentment, loneliness, depression, all that stuff. And I'm still having those issues. And I've always had those issues since I've been in the wheelchair in one form or another. But this YouTube channel has helped me out tremendously because it gives me a chance to stay positive every day, not only by making a video, but also working out and then coming up with something positive to say. And it just has helped me tremendously. So that's what I got from that.
yeah, I met a lot of great people through YouTube, like Cordy and Angry Quad. But my story is after ICU, I was really lucky to go to McGee Spinal Cord Institute. And after there, I ended up in the hospital in Philly. That's where my depression really started to hit me, where I just did not want to be here. I fought to get back to another hospital to try to get better because I had MRSA in my lungs, in my trach. Made it back to Geisinger, got better, then got to go to the rehab in my hometown. And there I was good. I think it was after I got out of the hospital, I lost my voice. And there was nothing I could do. I mean, I couldn't talk to people because I literally had no voice. And I really just didn't want to be here. So for a couple years, it was really tough. Different caretakers that didn't really take care of me. It wasn't until I actually met Tara did my life really start to change. Little by little, I started getting up. Then Angry Quad, I was introduced to him. And every day since then, I have worked my ass off to be where I am.
Just no money.
And it's like a really tough time of the year for me because my birthday all the way up until July, I can remember almost like every single day. And then the accident. And it's like, I know that I can't change it. So this YouTube channel, I hope, just helps others out there. I mean, it keeps me busy. I love doing it. And I love you guys.
Well, let's say, hey, Al, welcome in. Eric Choi's in the house. What up, kid? We got a couple of the knuckleheads coming in. Awesome. Nice. Nice. That I do apologize. Cordy, you're up, kid. You're about to yap something.
Oh, I didn't have anything necessarily, but I I I would say that I've always dealt with the mental health stuff, like depression and different things, and I've dealt with it in a lot of different ways, and none of them were positive, except for this working out and creating content stuff. Um, and I wonder, like, what are some other ways that you guys have worked on that? Because I haven't done a lot outside of that, and looking into my faith.
Okay, as it pertains to your working out, mental health, and everything, is this something you were dealing with just after your injury, or is this something that's been, plaguing you for your entire existence?
No, definitely post injury, like since I've been in the chair and just dealing with everything that's come with that. But I've struggled on and off for the last 12 years with it, in one form or another.
It's impossible not to, man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You went through. Well, we've all gone through, and I know Eric has gone through, and I know Al has gone through. A couple of the guys in the chat. It's a very debilitating, extremely traumatic. What's the term I want to use? It's a serious, life-changing injury. It is not to be taken lightly. I'm sorry, but my attitude is, when I was injured, I died. The Sean that existed at that point in time died. And I had to then in turn be reborn. I'm not talking, like the whole, born again Christian, because I've always had faith in my life. I'm not going to sit there and beat a Bible for you and sit there and, talk about different passages or proverbs and things of that nature. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to sing you Psalm 5309 or anything. But however, I'm a big fan. But point being is that I died. So when people talk to me about my injury and all the rest of that stuff, I actually call because my birthday is on the 10th of July. I was injured on the 7th of July. So basically I call that my rebirth day. And I know that sounds the gayest thing on the planet. I don't care. Simple fact is, there's Sean that existed at that point in time, the contractor, the hyper freak, and I don't know if you guys realize this, but you ever see me squiggling around? Pretty much all the time. I don't know if I want to go with the full blown ADHD or whatever, but hey, I'm hyper. It is what it is. If there was all that riddling around when I was a kid, my mother would have had me on that shit 50 times till Tuesday. Point being is, though, it's impossible not to address the life-changing impact of this injury. This injury is a magnitude like 50. And I find it amazing that there are people that are, don't get me wrong, I say God bless all of them, that have a seamless transition from their old life, the way the situation they found themselves in, and how it's almost like, no big deal. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I say, I wake up in the morning. First thing I am confused. Second thing I'm all pissed off because I'm still in this situation. It's not a bad dream, but hey, you guys take it from there. I'll do my best to shut up for a little bit.
Oh, it's okay. I think well, to answer Cordy's question, music is something that I love, and your videos, you do something funny or say funny stuff, positive or whatever. I just add music, but I think being paralyzed has made me a better person. I like the person I am now to the person I was before. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly in a lot of ways. I definitely feel like I'm a better man. Uh, that's for sure. I was a much worse person before. I've grown a lot since in ways that I never would have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hmm. So the thought is, am I a better person now or before? No, I'm not a better person now. Not my persona, but the way I am was removed. I have always been spontaneous. I might show up at your house, and the only way you're going to know it is because I'm tearing down the fence that you're bitching about. All right. The only way you know it is that I'm bringing beer to your house, and I'm roosting around. I'm fucking with everything, and the fact that I can't do that pisses me off to no end. However, I will say one thing, and I'm curious what you guys think about this. I mean, Cordy, you don't really know me. Rob has met me a little bit better, but we'll talk and you'll understand what's going on. It's made me more patient, which blows my mind. It's killing me. I'm not that guy, but I'm sort of curious. I mean, I'm a couple years older than both of you guys. So, I mean, do you think that, age has something to do with how you deal or how you feel? Or anybody?
Um, I think if I would have got paralyzed when I was younger, I may be able to have, I want to say this, I might have done better. And I don't know, I think I could have dealt with it a little bit better because when I was paralyzed, it's like you have to relearn everything all over again. You have to adapt, you have to try to find ways to do things. And it amazes me some of the stuff that we actually do as paralyzed people.
Anything in particular? I mean, because it seems to me, with the exception of having a perpetual chip on my shoulder, uh, I may not be able to do what I used to do, but it's not from a lack of trying. That's an absolute. I'm working on a video right now where I'm doing, stupid shit using a nail gun, all the rest of that crap and stuff like that. But that's never going to go anywhere. Gordon, what do you think? Do you think your life is so much incredibly different? And do you think that your mental aspect or the way you're perceiving things mentally, it has benefited, or as far as I believe you said it made you a better person?
Uh, uh, yeah, a better man for sure. Like, and that's only because I was an absolute hedonist before, and had I continued down that path, I mean, there would have been zero chance of me growing in the way that I actually have. Um, I just I truly do think I'm a better person. I mean, I agree with you. I'm probably not a better person because I can't do all the things I love, but I'm in a different headspace than I would have ever been if I had an able body.
Mentally,
Yes.
yes, mental aspects. I mean, we're in theory, we're dealing with emotion at this point in time. I think the mental aspects, as it pertains to spinal cord injury, I think that's a show in and of itself. Maybe we'll do that next week. We'll see what's going on. But however, no, I mean it's impossible to deny that there's going to be an impact when you're dealing with something of this magnitude and how incredibly life changing it is. And as I said before, those that are making the transition seamless, I don't get it. I know several guys. I talk to them quite often. Other guys that are in the community, and but it's still, it's amazing. Really, I find it absolutely amazing. But it's like I said, to me, this thing was a head fucker times 50. And I'd like to believe I'm doing all right. I'm a pretty happy guy. As far as my level of satisfaction, that's a story in and of that's a story for another day, another week, another month, another year. But who knows? I may wake up tomorrow and be like this. All right, mentally I'm good.
I wasn't in a good headspace the last I want to say 2 weeks. My depression has been really bad. Actually, today I feel a little bit better after talking to my spinal cord doctor, and I don't know. I'm scared because I'm growing older, and like somebody just said, it's younger when you're younger, it's easier to adapt. But I'm just so pissed off that I can't do the things I used to do, just like you said.
Yeah.
That's Rohan.
Well, to answer your question when you asked if it was harder, depending on your age, I mean, I don't know, but my guess would be it's an attitude thing. It's like I'm doing real good when I got a good attitude. When I got a bad attitude, it sucks. But it's really super easy to stay in bad attitude mode when everything is twice as hard, takes twice as long, and costs twice as much. And that's just a part of it. But I asked, what can we do to get out of that funk, to find something positive? And I mean, I'm hoping finding work will help. I'd imagine it would. You guys have jobs? I don't know.
I am unlucky not to. I mean, I would love to work, but I have more problems than just being a quad. I deal with throat issues, lung issues. I don't think that I'll ever be able to do like a real job. I mean, it would be awesome. And somebody had said they wish I would DJ again. I do. I will be DJing May of 2027. I actually took a gig, so catch me there.
Hey, God bless you, man. God bless you. Geez. When I get injured, I had my own business, but the second I hit the ground, that meant that business was fucked. It was a landscape construction business, and when the boss ain't there, who's gonna do what? Who's gonna do whatever? You know what I mean? So after I got injured, my nephew took the reins on that whole thing. But as I professed before, the level of my injury was not going to allow me to do what it is I wanted to do as it pertained to that whole thing. And it removed a lot of my identity. And from there, I'm not 12 years old anymore. I did a little stint where I was doing. A friend of mine is she's a real estate agent and very successful to the part where you got to be kidding me. So I was doing a little bit of cold calling for her, and I would do that like 4 hours a day. Big problem is I thought it was hysterical, talking to people and everything else like that. But maybe I didn't exactly attack it in the right way. I got her in the houses, but at the same time, I just sort of thought it was fun. I didn't really have that professional mindset, but I wasn't being a dick, but I would end up having conversations with people. And that's why, we did sell a few houses. I made a couple nickels on that, but, nothing really amazing. Then after that, you know what? I realized that I wasn't that guy. I'm not this guy. I'm not a computer guy. I'm a goon, dude. It is what it is. And, from there, I found that my job was making sure that I kept myself busy and gave myself a sense of purpose. And that's still what I do. And roughly around the same time, I got hooked on the whole research thing, and I just made that my job for a while. And the amount of stuff that I learned from it was, you can't buy it. Absolutely, positively not. But absolutely amazing though. But yeah, as far as a job is concerned, although I will say, and this is something, Cody, that if you get the opportunity to actually find yourself employment, which you will, going to take a little bit. You're in a tough situation, and it's a difficult niche. It's a welcome distraction. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a reason to get your fat ass out of the bed in the morning and do whatever you got to do, dude. I'm telling you, get yourself a job, find yourself some little Betty that's willing to put up with your fat ass for a little while. Your life will transform, dude.
This sounds awesome. I'll do all that. Let's do that.
Yeah, I was lucky to have a really cool job before I was paralyzed. Running sound for bands, DJing all over PA, Ohio, New Jersey. I was trying to live this rock star life. And that's, it kept me busy, but I messed up. I didn't claim taxes, and I should have. Yeah,
the job is never the problem. It's the desk that kills you. I hate computers. I hated them with a passion. I would have to be 3 beers drunk before I even turn that fucking thing on. I'd pick up my phone to call customers and everything. I'd be like, no, I would rather dig a hole across the street with my face than sit in front of the computer for 5 minutes, dude. I hated it. I did it, but I bitched and moaned the entire time. Oh, goodness.
So what about you, Cordy? What'd you do before everything happened?
I always wanted to be a business owner, and I always wanted to be a bartender. So I always just figured someday I would own a bar. And then I got in an accident, and that kind of went out the window. And then I didn't really have any other qualifications. So I did different things, but I have had jobs, and they have helped in the past. But finding a job's super hard, like Angry Quad was saying. But it will eventually happen. So for those of us fortunate enough to have jobs or to get jobs, that's something we can do, right? I want to segue into like one of the things Angry Quad was saying, and somebody in the comments section, like another thing we could do is service. Like you do service technically with that research stuff you were talking about, right? You're giving back.
What do you mean service?
Like giving back to the community. Like it could be volunteering or anything.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I had a conversation, a Zoom meeting with a Stevens Technical Institute in Hoboken, New Jersey here, where they're going to be doing some VR stuff. And actually asking me questions as far as what I could do. I was like, why are you asking me? I'm clueless.
I'm a little jealous about that VR research.
Dude, there's nothing on the cooker right now. But I will tell you, it's just, eventually I'm going to get one or two of the doctors into the chat. You know what I mean? And as it pertains to questions, when it comes to spinal cord injury research, access, and other things, because, there's a physical aspect, but still at the same time, there's also the intelligent aspect where, you can get into group chats or, there's a lot of, surveys or face to face and things of that nature. There's always a bunch of stuff. There's always another route, man.
Yeah,
man.
I want to start maybe volunteering. I think that'd be a good way to get out in the community and feel better about myself and the emotional aspects that come with being in a wheelchair.
I know that when I was in rehab, they had other paras and quads come in and talk to you.
Man, wrong, Eric.
Yeah, I would love to be a service like that, like to go out to the hospitals and talk to newly injured people and, tell them it's hard, but you can get through it.
Yeah, I agree. I actually had an opportunity at one point to go and do all those, yay, motivational talks. The problem that I had is that the guy that was running the program, and this is something, I don't know if I told you this before, where I'm living, right, in in Jersey here, that small town that I live in, maybe not small, maybe like 25,000 people or something like that, not puny, but not big. I got me and I know 3 other people that have been injured, spinal cord injury. The one guy that I knew was over at Kessler running the outreach program where they would go to other hospitals and deal with things. I actually knew him, and he knew me, and he made a decision that it was probably in his best interest to not bring me. I don't quite understand why, but I never had a problem with the kid, but he was just like, no, we're good. I just always found that shit funny. But no, anytime you can actually reach out and deal with others in the community, oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm having a problem seeing where the downside is. Because once again, right here, as soon as you know you're doing more than nothing and you're helping someone else more than yourself or anything else like that, dude, that turns that whole, cranks up the endorphins in your head. You get a positive feel good thing about the entire thing. And once again, you get off the emotional, treadmill, and then you get to go and live, man. You're gonna do something. It's amazing.
I think one of the toughest parts is the day before. I got hundreds of calls, hundreds of texts. I exaggerate on that, but after you're paralyzed, it slowly disappears. Your friends start
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Yeah, it's like, and it hurts the most because it's like, man, I'm paralyzed. Now I'm like, every friend that I have is just not there anymore.
Yeah, it's like, fuck's sake, I'm not dead. The way I describe that is you've been allocated to the B squad. At one point in time, you're at the A squad. You're a starter. And next thing you know, you're poof. Next thing you know, you're sitting on the bench. You're riding the bench. Next thing you know, the coach comes up and he's like, hey, Cordy, babe, really appreciate the effort, but you know what? We're going to put you on a JV team. And next thing you know, you're riding the bench on a JV team. And And then after that, you're like, what the, what the, how the? Dude, I gotta tell you, that kid's got a nice apartment, man. You got a nice place there, dude.
Nobody benches Cordy, and you're definitely not relegating me to the JV squad.
You know, dude. Oh, easy now there, tough guy. I was just talking about my experience. And once again, dude, it's a brain fucker, man.
I think it's really hard to deal with though because you feel like you were close to all these people. And
Oh boy.
yeah, now I do have some friends that are really good friends. It just, but on another aspect, I pushed a lot of people away too. I didn't want pity. I didn't want people to see me the way I am now. I don't know if you guys deal with that.
I was gonna say the exact same thing actually. I had the opposite of kind of what you guys were talking about, where I pushed everyone away.
Me too.
Like in the worst possible ways, and I'm still doing that probably.
Why?
Because I hate everything. I don't know. I just I don't know why. To be honest.
Well, dude, you know what? You still have these people's contact information?
Like who? What?
Whoever you pushed away.
Oh, like I've made amends and stuff over the years, and I'm not like I don't have any issues like that, but I still push people away as far as I don't call my friends like I used to,
Right.
or my family, or do anything, and I very rarely make new friends.
Why not?
Because I don't leave the house very often. Is probably a big reason. Another reason is I don't meet a lot of interesting people. Probably when I do, and I don't try either.
Well, I got a question for you, Court. Do you think since you started your channel and you started, getting your face out there and everything else like that, you had said that it gives you a little bit of accountability. Some last time we spoke, and the fact that do you believe that that's sort of given you a bit of a has it bolstered your attitude towards things and maybe give you that quintessential little yay happy feel good? You know what I mean? Do you feel more connected? I mean, are you enjoying this right now?
Oh yeah, I enjoy this a lot, and I would say as far as
Excellent.
my channel and creating content in general, if anything, it's given me confidence back,
Okay.
and
Yes.
just the ability to, or at least the ability for me to know that I can create something that's worthwhile, even if only a couple people are watching or commenting. It's gratifying knowing that I can do it.
And your stuff is funny. I mean, I love, when your videos pop up, because you never know what you're going to get. But it is reaching people. I see it. Just from
You gotta
comments.
send me a link to your channel because I thought I would
What's up,
subscribe
graphics?
find your channel.
How,
I just when you get a minute, dude, send me something over this way.
Yeah, it's like
Absolutely.
right there at Cody or Cordy Transforms.
What am I looking at over here?
What you looking at?
Oh, Cordy Transforms. That's your YouTube channel.
yes, sir.
I pushed that shit in, dude. I found nothing. I'm telling you, hey, if I'm lying, I'm dying, kid. What the fuck?
I think it's because he's not tech savvy. We need to get a smartphone in this man's hands.
Shut up, Venom.
Yes,
Shut
I went there.
You fucking guys. You fucking guys. But even still, I'll keep snooping around. I know I have it somewhere. I got nothing, man. I saw some of his shit. And, I was looking around the other day. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, I should probably tap into this kid a little bit more. But regardless, I'll get over that one, kid. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I love that our content is actually reaching people. It is helping people. I mean, I think that's one of the best feelings I get from having this channel is just reaching people, because I know there's somebody out there right now that's saying, I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, somebody?
A lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey,
Well,
Cordy,
since you
do you know
mentioned it,
Al? Do you know the guy Al, living and active?
no.
Alexander?
Good guy, good guy.
No,
Yeah, he's looking to
not
invite
till
you to
today.
his live stream.
I saw that. I
Man,
don't know my email address. It's if you guys want to get a hold of me,
I have
my
your
email
email address.
address is on my YouTube channel in the about. I can't remember what it is because I never use it.
Now you send me an email. I'll get in touch with you.
And we'll make
I can
sure.
send you stuff because I have your info, but I'm talking about anybody out there in the real world or on internet land.
Okay.
But we can
Um,
actually make sure that it's up for you for the future live streams. So if anybody wants to contact you.
yeah, put it in the description. I don't know. You do whatever you want. I could never do that. You're too tech savvy. You do it.
Yeah, oh, this fucking tough guy over here. Yeah, man, get a smartphone.
I'm starting to get some definition.
What up?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
just saying that the other day.
You got an arm there, tough guy. We'll work on that, dude. You'll be all stub muffined out in no time. Got to work that beach body.
Oh, are you saying there's
I'm
going to
gonna-
be a tower on this guy's wall?
You know what? We're gonna find out. We'll find out. You know, we gotta make the move on that one. You know, I just got the material in for Flukes. You know, Shawnee Fluke, but that stuttering prick still hasn't got back in touch with me. So, you know, no soup for you, tough guy. But, dude, if you want, I'm going to be making it anyway. First come, first serve, dude. I'll put it together. I'll send you a little photograph. And then from there, you let me know where it's going and everything else. And I'll tell you how the whole thing works out. Trust me, I got you, man. I got you.
Is there anything else you guys do to like keep the depression away?
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that, like my faith and like just that whole aspect of my life has been probably the most helpful. But other than that, I don't have a lot of good answers for the mental health thing because I'm currently dealing with a lot of this stuff, and I have no way of giving answers or saying one way or another.
Absolutely. I'm struggling too, man. I'm actually going to get a therapist.
Subtle approach and everything, and as my loving, endearing way that I am, that'll pull people right out of the pit of depression. Trust me on this one. If it doesn't, I'm going to push them over the edge. But even still, there's going to be a result one way or another. Although I shouldn't joke about that. Dude, it's a bitch. Hey, Court, do you think that your belief has helped you? Are you into the prayer thing? I mean, I say my prayers every day. Absolutely.
It depends.
Do you have?
It depends on if I let it or not.
I see.
Because I pray every day, but some days I don't. I'm just doing it as lip service because it's become a routine. But on the days that I'm taking it serious and actually, living it, then it makes a difference. But it's hard to do when you're so messed up all the time and you get off track.
Absolutely.
That goes with anything.
No, it's easy to find yourself in a different lane, dude. You know what I mean? It truly is. But however, Bert, I told you before, I sent you the one, you had a text like last week. Dude, you want to yip yap about something, dude? You know what? I may not pick up the phone right then and there, but I will absolutely, positively get back in touch with you as quickly as I can. You know, be like, what's going on, fucker? And, you know, from there, yeah, we'll figure out what's going on. Yeah, it's right there, Robbie. No soup for you, tough guy.
Yeah, I don't ever get calls from Angry Quad, so you must be lucky.
Yeah, well,
I don't like
we were just gonna talk and get to know each other as like a first time meeting, but we still need to get together and do it. But I ain't the kind of guy to really reach out to people, to be honest. I don't call my friends. I don't call my family for that stuff usually.
that. Send me your phone number, punk. I'll take care of that. I'll annoy the crap out of you. Trust me, I'm good at it. Really good.
I thought he was gonna post it all over the internet. You'll get all
Nah,
I'd
kinds
be
of
more
calls.
likely to do that. I would be more likely to make content about it than I would to actually call somebody.
Yeah, that would actually be funny if you did that. Maybe we should create the illusion that this should happen and stuff like that. We can come up with some. I'll create a couple of different emails or some shit like that. I'll send you all fucking stupid shit. And, you know, hey, dude, we're all gonna do what we're gonna do. You know, but the thing is, you know, that whole bullshit with the, you know, united we stand, divided we fall. That impact on this community is an absolute. I find spinal cord injury to be a form of retirement, not just from your actual working life, but your living life and everything you're doing. You've been removed once again. You want to take off that headband and toss it around, dude. You've been removed from being a starter stud on the squad to the B team, and it's bullshit. You know, it's just, although I will say, I do keep in touch with my people. Sometimes they don't want me to, but that doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't care about that. I have an attitude problem. That's what keeps me in the game. I refuse to let this injury define me. Even I'm the angry quad. How much more definition could you possibly have? That's a terrible, horrible way to be. But even still, at the same time, you got two options. You can let life get over you, or you can get over life, and that's all there is to it. I wish my hands still work because I have this one little thing that I like to do. I'm like, life gives you two options. All right. The first option is that you can address it yourself. The second option is what happens to you when life deals with it.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, no applause. Just I'll be here till Thursday. Try the veal.
There you go, buddy.
I think I'll work that into a video.
Damn right. Now you're talking.
Dude, you could use it, Cord. Give that a whirl. Can you do that? Can you actually move your fingers and shit?
Oh yeah, I got full use above my everything above my pecs or my pecs and up. I got full use. I'm blessed.
Guys.
I can actually flip you off.
Oh yeah,
with one hand.
I can do that too. I just have to bend my fingers the right way.
For fuck's sake.
Duct tape.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Big fan. Duct tape's one of my favorite things on the planet.
Gorilla tape. Gorilla tape.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna do it, kid. Goodness. I gotta get some new Gorilla tape, but that's a story for another day. But regardless of that whole thing, I mean, as far as, you know, social contact and everything else like that is the biggest improver of mental aspect. Human beings are pack animals. We are nothing but overglorified dogs. We are overglorified chimpanzees. We are pack animals. There are people that can be reclusive. There are hermits that have existed in the world and people that deal much better all by themselves. But for the majority, people need to be around people. Even the people you don't like, which my list, I used to have a short list. Now my list is like this long. But even still, the people I don't like, I get the opportunity to call them up and fuck with them. You know, and it's just it seems to fortify in their heads of why they don't like me. But I don't care. None of that matters. As I get a little bit older, my level of fucks decreases. Insane. I don't. Yeah. I gotta work on that. Maybe I'll work on that. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna work on my attitude problem. Yep, I'll be a better person by the time we see each other next week. Yep, I'm convinced. I got it. Don't worry
Oh
about
yeah, he's gonna be a completely different person next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got it, man. Wait. Don't doubt me. We'll see.
No, it's crazy. I was just thinking today, this is the longest stretch that I have not been admitted to the hospital.
Oh, keep that under wraps, kid. You're going to give the old voodoo curse to yourself there, Bobby. But no, I agree. And it has been. You know why? Because you moved. Get your fat ass outside. You're zipping around doing stuff. You ain't got time
Exactly.
for that.
Working out, keeping busy, doing the things I need to do. Man, I love the chat. It's just flowing tonight.
Coming along. Yeah, you got your fucking Alexander yakking it up over there. Yes,
I've
I
been
am.
running my mouth a bunch too.
That's right, Al. There's not a single problem with me. I got multifaceted problems. I'm working on it, dude. Who knows? A couple more sessions of therapy, I'll be just right. I'm telling you. This time next week, I'm going to be a different person. Much more subdued, more patient, soft-spoken. I'm going to be you guys like really laid-back dad. Yeah, that's it. I'm going with that one. Yeah. Oh, you got Nicole over here. Hey, Nicole, welcome, kid. Much more subdued.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone tonight, man. Do we even have a topic for next Wednesday?
We'll
Are we
work on it.
thinking about it?
Well, you know what? Hey, Cordy, you come up with a topic for next week.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to give you homework, tough guy.
All right, great. We're gonna create a script live on the live stream. It's all gonna be about time travel, alternate dimensions, and nuns with machine guns.
Oh man, I was about to say, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Where'd
Well,
you
I'll
come
think,
up with
I'll
that?
think on it some more and get back to you. But that's my working draft.
Oh, shit. Living in accent. Oh, that is Leland. I thought it was Alex. Sorry, Lee. Forgot all about that. You know, nuns with machine guns. Okay. Time traveling nuns with machine guns. Is that where you're going with this whole thing?
Yeah. Well, we can go anywhere we want.
Dude, if Kevin Smith can do it, so can we.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Oh, goodness.
So we're like at our hour mark. Does anybody have any questions out there? You know, we would love to answer them.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough, man. This is just awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept calling Leland Al because another guy that I know, but he's what is his this guy Al? He's not living and active. He's like Quad Trials is Al. I totally spaced.
Yeah.
Another guy, but even still, you know, we had Rohan show up. You know, with one of the Live to Roll boys. We got
Definitely
Leland
check
showing
them
up.
out.
We got Nicole showing up. You know, we get a little traction. But seriously, anybody actually has a question, by all means. If I don't know it, I'll make that shit up.
What does Angry Quad look like when he's sued?
Sued or screwed? Or soft spoken? Are you mean screwed or all liquored up or like I don't know? I look like this, just slightly different. I look like this. I look like this. I have no idea when he's screwed, man. I've been screwed for the last 15 years, Brody. But however, I don't know. Who knows? Although I will try to get the light fixed by next week. I feel like I'm living in the shadows here. Oh goodness,
Man.
live stream. Have a great
Hey, everybody, before you leave the chat room or anything, make sure you like, share, and do all this stuff. Help all our channels.
Oh, there you go.
If you haven't already.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
appreciate it.
And I'm gonna let Angry Quad close out the show tonight because I messed it up the last time.
You shit the bed there, Robbie. But no, Leland's asking subdued.
Subdued.
Leland, typically that's when I'm sleeping. I try not to do subdued, but I'm working on it.
You too, Nicole.
Yeah, everybody, thank you very much. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. By all means, hey, bring your questions next week. Let me know what's up. And anybody that's got a question for me, you got a question for these guys, you know, there's tons of email and stuff. I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can't do. However, I know between me, him, and anybody else that's around this community that does this live stream shit,
Thank
we
you.
will take care of it. Whatever it might be. I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, the immortal words of Porky Pig. That's all, folks.
And what is Cordy's closer?
I don't even know. Peace out.
I love you guys, and we'll definitely catch you